and a very warm welcome to all of you. We are talking about the Commonwealth Games and how India have continued their winning run. Amit Pangal has won his bout to get into the quarterfinals. Also, Indian women's lawn bowls team, they have created history today by becoming the first team to qualify for the final. It's the very first time that we've seen Indian women do that. A lot to discuss here. Also, Indian men's hockey team got off to a winning start against, yes, it was a rather weak Ghanaian side, but in the end, a win always counts. So Sundeep Misra is here with me. Also joining us today is a world boxing bronze medalist in the championship. He's won a bronze. Gaurav Bidhuri joins us on the show. Also with us, former Indian goalkeeper and coach, now high performance director of Khelo India, Mr. A.B Subbaiah. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for taking the time out to talk to us. But I've got to begin with boxing because we've had a good day. गौरव, अच्छी शुरुआत हुई है और ये हम एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे थे, पर आज जिस तरह से अमित की बाउट हुई और अभी जो हुसामुद्दीन की बाउट हुई है, दोनों ही बहुत ही कंफर्टेबल विंस थी, उसको कैसे देखते हो?
हमारी बॉक्सिंग टीम जो है कॉमनवेल्थ गेम्स हमेशा डोमिनेट करती आई है और इस टाइम भी डेफिनेटली डोमिनेट करेगी. जैसे आप देख रहे हो अभी फाइट जो हो रही है, काफी इजीली हमारे बॉक्सर्स उनको बीट कर रहे हैं, बट इट वाज हार्ड लक. हमारे जो भी पीछे बॉक्सर जो 3 हारे हैं वो बहुत ही नेक टू नेक फाइट थी. आई वोंट से हमारे बॉक्सर्स खराब थे या दूसरा खराब थे. इट वाज इक्वल फाइट एंड इट वाज इन अ स्प्लिट डिसीजन. वो फाइट और हमारे फेवर में आ जाती तो काफी अच्छा होता था.
स्पेसिफिकली अगर अमित की बाउट की बात करें तो एक हमने देखा कि कितनी डिफरेंस उनके अपोनेंट और उनमें थी, जो कि एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे थे अगेन, पर देख के ऐसा लग रहा था कि अमित जैसे इज़ इन रियली गुड फॉर्म, गुड रिदम उसमें वो नज़र आ रहे थे. क्योंकि और ऐसा भी था कि उन्होंने ही डिडंट गो ऑल आउट. जितना ज़रूरत थी जितनी उतना ही उन्होंने एफर्ट लगाया, ज़्यादा उसमें मशक्क़त नहीं लगानी पड़ी, ऐसा बाहर से एटलीस्ट लग रहा था. आप कैसे देखते हो उसे?
मैम बिल्कुल. तो हमारी जो फाइट होती है हम पूरा फाइनल तक प्लान करके हमारा माइंडसेट होता है. तो अभी ये फाइट उसको पता था इजी है, तो उसमें ज़्यादा एफर्ट लगा के इंजरीज से बचने के लिए अपना सेफ साइड खेला, बिकॉज ही ऑलरेडी न्यू कि इस फाइट को वो आराम से जीत जाएगा. दैट्स वाई उसने डिफेंसिव खेला अपना प्रॉपर, बस फाइट निकाला और नेक्स्ट राउंड में पहुंच गया. अदरवाइज अग्रेसिव होता, वी नेवर नो, बिकॉज बॉक्सिंग है, कभी भी इंजरी हो सकती है मैम. और आगे वाली फाइट्स धीरे धीरे टफ होती जाएंगी और इम्पोर्टेंट भी होती जाएंगी. तो इसीलिए प्लस अभी पीछे ओलंपिक्स में उसका काफी हार्ड लक था एंड वो हमारा शेयर है अभी भी. और अभी डेफिनेटली इस बार गोल्ड लाएगा, क्योंकि एक इंग्लैंड का बॉक्सर था जो लास्ट टाइम जिससे फाइनल में हारा था अमित. इस टाइम आई गेस दैट बॉक्सर इज नॉट देयर. तो डेफिनेटली इस बार गोल्ड है अमित का.
Okay, gold for Amit. This is what you're saying. What about Husamuddin? वो भी अच्छा कर रहे हैं and Commonwealth Games पहले भी उन्होंने उसमें भी अच्छा किया था. तो how are you seeing his tournament or his event?
Yeah, first of all, I would like to know you guys, like, he was my opponent, okay, because we were there in the same weight categories, the bantamweight 57. So we had a good competition. So he's a good competitor and very hard-working boxer. Like you said, in the past Olympics, he had this bronze medal for the country. He lost with a very good boxer from England again. But this time, there's a new team and new boxers are coming up from different countries. So I don't think the other boxers who are there, the new boxers in English team and other team, they can defeat him. So Husam, Amit are both very good boxers, and again, a medal for Husam for sure.
I wanted to ask you one thing, Gaurav. In a tournament like the Commonwealth Games, where you know that you are going to dominate as a team, what is your approach as players? You know you're going to be able to win easily. But is that something you see as, a preparation for World Championships, for Olympics? Like, how is it that boxers approach Commonwealth Games?
Yeah, ma'am. Commonwealth Game for us it's not a tough competition. Only few countries like England, Northern Ireland, and Australia is okay. So these 2-3 countries are tough for us. Okay, so we plan this competition as a preparation for our upcoming major events like World Championship and Olympic qualifying events. So we just means our coaches and also they also send us to this competition just to see who means which box is performing good at international level. So it's kind of a rehearsal for us because we all know we're gonna dominate in this Commonwealth Games, but we need to prove ourselves. We need to means whatever the mistakes were there, we need to see whether we have rectified all those things or are we in better shape? Are we correcting our mistakes or not? So we just check ourselves during these competitions, ma'am.
Also, let's also talk about the women's team. Now, there was this controversy around Lavlina. Hopefully, that has been left behind. Hopefully, she's forgotten it, and she looked very good in the first bout. But how do you see Lavlina so far? Do you see her going through all the way easily?
Yeah, ma'am. Lavlina from the beginning also it's like we are from the same, means we started same at the same pace and we are boxing together, and also she's really has been really good and very focused to her thing, like you said, uska means coach wala abhi jo piche problem hui thi, but definitely that was a different case. But for the boxing, she just focused to that, and like we have seen a performance in the past fight. So with the Olympic medal, she has that confidence in herself, and that we have seen in the first fight. So definitely that confidence is going to help her in the upcoming fights. And again, gold for Lavlina as well.
Okay, gold for Lavlina. And what about the informed Nikhat Zareen, who has been unstoppable this year? Matlab, first, you look at her winning the World Championship, the Stranger Memorial, gold. And one of the things when I got a chance to interview her, she kept talking about was that Commonwealth Games gold. That was one of her big goals that she wanted to achieve. How do you see her performance?
So for Nikhat, like many of you might be knowing, like she was in Maricom Didi's weight category, so she was not getting that chance. She got that chance in World Championship, and she just proved herself and got a gold over there. Now she's unstoppable. Commonwealth is nothing for her, actually, I would say. So in this fights also, she'll just one-sidedly dominate everyone and win gold for India again.
There was something very interesting which I asked her, which she also agreed to, Sundeep, and it's very interesting that when you have grown up idolizing somebody and you have to enter in a bout against her, there is a certain amount of respect that you cannot take out of your head. I mean, it's just there. It's, she's the person you took up boxing for. And she said that maybe that did have an impact in when, they were boxing against each other. One of the reasons why she didn't do well. Do you think that's something that can happen?
Yeah, it also fuels your ambition to a certain extent, because at some point of time you actually put a line and say, okay, fine, this is a person I'm going to idolize the rest of my life.
Yeah.
But I need to cross that line, beat her, or somehow, be the champion in that same category. But this is something you see across sport. You see in cricket so many people idolizing a particular cricketer out there and then wanting to be in his place. You've heard stories of Sachin, you've heard stories, so many people comparing themselves to VVS, now to Virat. You have this in track and field. You have it in hockey. You have the recent midfielder, and I think Subbaiah would testify about Hardik saying that he loved Sardar when he was playing. But when I asked him, so you want to be Sardar? He says, no. I loved him as a player. I learned from him. But I want to be Hardik Singh. I don't want to be Sardar Singh. So, I think those are the things that most sports persons usually go through and somehow surmount it and then climb a different peak. So I think for everybody, it's a different peak, even after they idolize somebody so highly.
Mr. Subbaiah, I'm so sorry. We'll have to keep you waiting because we just thought we'll get boxing out of the way and then get to hockey. Also because Gaurav has to go. So, Gaurav, just last couple of questions. One being on Shiva Thapa. Every time he enters a tournament, a big tournament, there are a lot of expectations. You think he's got the talent, he's, got the game. But unfortunately, on a big stage, does not end up doing well.
Yeah, with Shiva Thapa, we need not to introduce him because he has achieved a lot for the country. And me and Shiva continuously boxing since 2006 when we played a Junior World Championship. So we were together, and he has been performing really good. He got the World Championship medal means he was the third Indian to get medal at the World Championship, and I was the fourth Indian to get medal at the World Championship. So we were together at that time. That means good friends. Okay, so but in these major events like Asian Games and in Commonwealth Games, he is really good. But like I would say, like in sports, there is a person called luck also. So luck is also there. So he has that hard luck where he just in the starting fights he get his bout against a good boxer. Okay, in his last Commonwealth Games he got fight against a world champion boxer from Ireland. He lost that fight. Now also the guy was really good and he was current world medalist. With him it was a split decision. He really gave his best, but ultimately it went against him like in a split decision. So split is like both are equal, and referee and judges they just get confused, and ultimately they gave in another of the chances, like either do this, either do that. So in that way, he just lost this fight. Otherwise, we were hoping like at least in this Commonwealth Games, he's gonna get a medal for the country.
Okay, just the last one then. How many are you predicting for the boxing contingent? Unfortunately, 3 are out of the 12. So 8 men and 4 women, 3 men are out. How many medals are you predicting for the boxing contingent?
So I would say 8 medals for 4 Indian boxers, both men and women.
Okay, and how many golds?
Golds will be 5 to 6.
Why not? It doesn't hurt to be. It doesn't hurt to be positive. Thank you so much, Gaurav. I believe you have to go somewhere, so thank you for taking the time out and talking to us, and hopefully we'll connect with you soon after India have won, as you predicted, 8 medals, 4 or 5 or 6 maybe gold medals. But thank you once again.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, coming to hockey, but before that, let me just take you through lawn bowls, because this is a big day for the Indian women's team. They've ensured a first ever medal in lawn bowls in the history of lawn bowls for India. It has never happened before. Indian women, they beat New Zealand 16-30 in the semi-final of the women's 4 event. The team comprising of Lovely Chobe, Pinky, Nayan Moni Saikia and Ruparani Tirki. They were the players who have created history. India will face South Africa in the gold medal clash. That's on Tuesday. Brush up on, actually figure out what lawn bowls is, and then get after the Indian team, because they really deserve all the accolades after having done this incredible performance. Okay, well, for the men's pair though, they were knocked out of the competition on Sunday. So that's out of the way. Boxing's out of the way. Let's get talking about hockey then. Gentlemen, 2 men who I'm sure watched India take on Ghana last night and were extremely thrilled, I'm sure, with the way India have done. Because it's one thing, Mr. Subbaiah, that you're playing a team that is weaker than you, but to be able to play like that in your first game, to get most of the things together, to be in control of the match throughout in every quarter, that must feel good for the Indian team. And were you comfortable in the way that they performed in the first match?
Yeah, and definitely yesterday the team scored 11 goals. That's very good, because the weakest team, if in the tournament, it's not sure that you'll be scoring so many goals. Actually, earlier also we struggled our 4 or 5 goals, because they'll all be doing a defending whole game. But yesterday it was good, because it supported well by the penalty corner conversion by Harmanpreet Singh, and the team has done well compared to this is the first game. And I am surprised is what the Ghana, they played one of the good hockey I can see. They had a very strong basic. I'm surprised in the starting how they were playing. Hope they're where they trained. Actually, who trained them? Actually, they were tactically they were fine. Actually,
absolutely. And in fact, I don't know. The commentators were talking about how there is one who's a certified translator who's part of that squad. One of them, I think, was a policeman as well. So come with a lot of other skills as well, the Ghanaian team, but definitely a good team and a good fight from them. India, though, were just too good, Sundeep. The fact that they had all the bases covered. I mean, at no point did you feel like Khana got an opportunity.
I think that's when, as Subbaiah pointed out, that the defensive methods that a team brings in when they are weak. I think India cut past that the moment they had 4 or 5 goals up in the first quarter.
Yeah.
That kind of eases a lot of stuff out for the Indians, for any stronger team. And after that, they were fluent. What was good was they were moving up nicely. The midfield was moving in with the forward line. You had the defenses, which was a nice little wall they had, especially when the policeman, he had a couple of very good runs out there. Once the ball hit his legs, I think that was unlucky. They even had a couple of good penalty corners, which was surprising because they moved in very well. But I think this win will probably now hold them, in a good mood. They kind of will come into playing England in front of a massively big crowd, which I think should be 60% Indian and 40% English. So all of that should augur well for the match today, and I think the match number 1 is going to be extremely fast paced because England is going to go all out and India is going to have to hold them and somehow get in those goals. Any team that does errors, the goals will come in. And I think that's where Graham Reid will keep saying, less errors, hold the ball well. And I think the team that has control will go.
As one of the best goalkeepers of the country, Mr. Subbaiah, I've got to ask you about Shrijesh and Krishan Pathak. What did you make of their performance in the first game? And also this rotation thing. I mean, Sundeep and I were discussing this as well. In a match like this against Ghana, it's okay. But in when, say they're playing a team like England right now, it's a must-win game for them. Should that then be about your best goalkeeper being out there throughout?
This is the strategy of Australian coaches, most of the Australian coaches. Same thing the Australian coaches does with the Australian team. And Graham Reid is from the Australia, so he is also following the same thing because we can see that such a crunch matches in the Olympics. They started, he didn't stop the rotation policy. There also he made. And whatever the tournament thereafter in the Pro League, every match, let it be Pawan Kumar, let it be Krishan Pathak, they kept the same rotation policy with the Shrijesh in all the matches. I think this is the strategy what Australians think it is very good. So one way it is a good, both goalkeepers are prepared. If one is injured, you don't feel that other is missing in on match practice or something, he'll continues from there. And this way they built up a very good goalkeeper pool, along with Krishan Pathak and this one. And Pawan is also, like Shrijesh, when he leaves, I think you will have a very confident goalkeepers like Krishan Pathak or Pawan, who's played for a junior India. After that, last Pro League, he played very well. So Suraj Kankera is there. So this is one of the tactics they built. As you said, it's a crunch match. I think one of the goalkeeper who said goalkeeper, he has to play. The Britain match is very important, as Sundeep said. There is no chance for any error in this match. See, because both the teams definitely know that today's win takes them to the finals. Because they know both the teams doesn't want to meet Australia in the semi-finals, I'll tell you. Maybe on their day they might beat Australia too, but taking a chance. Otherwise New Zealand, Pakistan, any team is fine for both the teams.
You talk of reducing the errors. What should India be wary of? I've got to ask this to Sundeep as well as to Mr. Subbaiah, because this is a crunch match, must win. They don't want to face Australia. They want to be in the final straight away. One thing that Indian team should be wary of in this game today.
If you have the ball in the midfield, hold it till you find a good person out there. The creation that needs to be done, and I think Subbaiah would say probably add to this, is the off-the-ball running has to be excellent. It has to be really excellent. So the turnover that you get sometimes after losing the ball is something that you got to minimize. Minimize the turnovers, minimize the errors, so that the counter-attacks that happen on your side are not happening often. What then you get is a very energized build-up from your own midfield, where your forwards are moving in, getting those goals, or at least trying those snapshots. Now with a guy like Abhishek, he gets the ball, he tries a shot. He doesn't wait. Akashdeep will try and create a space. He'll go to the left and then take a reverse. Mandeep will try and create space and give it to somebody else. Gurjant is a guy who goes right up till the goalkeeper to flick and deflect.
Right.
So you have players who play very different kinds of hockey out there. And I think it's for the midfielders, for Vivek, for Manpreet and Neelkant, all of them to complement this. So get those turnovers, stop them. Once you stop them, then the pressure falls on the opposition. The pressure falls on England. And that's where we get our opportunities. We get more opportunities, if you want to say it like that. So we at least, instead of 5 or 6 or 7, we get 10. So out of 10, even if you bang it 2, 3, you get a couple of more PCs. Harmanpreet is in form. So you're looking at a scoreline of 3-1, 4-2, 4-3 like that. Right. So you're always on the top. That's where I think India's strength lies today.
Okay, what about Mr. Subbaiah? Do you agree, sir?
100% I agree with Sundeep. Sundeep know that we have a better, very balanced team than the England at present. Actually, they are seen some of the senior players, they have retired recently. So that's what we have, a very good mixture of young and the experienced players. Moreover, we are converting the penalty corners well. That is a very strong point for India. And the players, as Sundeep said, should not go and take whatever the tries, what they get into the D, like Abhishek or Akashdeep. What is mentioned is 100% right. When they have a strong penalty corner converter, so they should try and take it, because in these matches, you don't get a maximum penalty corners. You might be a maximum, you might get 3 or 4, because they're all very professional team. They try not to concede any penalty corner when they know India has a very good drag flickers and they have a better conversion rate of penalty corners. So we have, from the goal to the forward line, we have a very enterprising youngsters and well supported by the experienced midfielders. So I think if we don't make a mistake, I think today we should be end up on the winning side.
Also, just wanted to ask you about the forward line, sir. Mandeep, Gurjant, Abhishek, Lalit, Akashdeep. Do you feel they are a potent enough forward line to go all the way?
They're very energetic youngsters, and they're already, you can see that scored so many goals. Say wherever with the difficult angles also they score, but they should. When it comes to the top teams like Australia or Holland or Germany or England, you don't get enough of tries on the goal, because they won't give easy chances to score. So only thing they should think that instead of wasting the chances inside the D, either you take a penalty corner, which is your stronger point now. So utilize better. Like now you can find a better players in a better position to score, because they're all very youngsters and enthusiasts to score themselves. They take a chance. As he pointed out, really, I was watching Abhishek also. He is young, but he takes a try from all the angles, whatever it is. But it will be fine, because they're very robust and they're doing well.
All right, yes.
So I just wanted to ask you, I mean, it's more of a throwback. I mean, I've seen this team, the Tokyo one, and I've seen the 94 World Cup team. You were the goalkeeper. Some brilliant goalkeeping in that match against England, which you did. Of course, I don't want to compare the coaches, Graham versus Cedric, but I find a lot of similarities between the 94 World Cup team and this team. You had a terrific forward line, you had a terrific midfield with Jude, you had a brilliant defensive line with Anil Aldrin and all of that. Do you think there are similarities between both these teams, and can they play in a similar fashion to kind of go to the top?
Yeah, definitely, Sundeep. If you see that, if you're compared with the 94 team, what I can say, that team also stayed quite long after the 92 Barcelona Olympics. That our team was together, and it is went on to perform very well in the World Cup. Same way, this team also, they already played a lot of tournaments, and they had a lot of exposure, and they were together in whole COVID time. So this made this combination of this team very lethal. So that's why they started doing very well in all the tournaments, and they are high in confidence. I think they should cash on it today.
Okay, hopefully they will, but we're out of time. Gentlemen, thank you so much, Mr. Subbaiah and Sundeep, for joining us here. Hopefully Graham Reid can listen to this and can put this across to the team, but they're playing really well. But this is a big match for them, so hopefully they come out all guns blazing. But thank you so much for joining us here. We're going to wrap this up quickly. Achinta Sheuli yesterday won a gold, and when somebody wins gold, we have to talk about him. He's the third weightlifter, in fact, to win the gold in the 73 kilogram category. He lifted 313 kgs. If we could put those graphics up on screen to grab the gold, his 143 kg effort in snatch helped him smash the Commonwealth Games record. And in fact, that was his personal best as well. With that, India have got 6 medals, 3 golds, 2 silvers and 1 bronze. With that, we end this show. News9 Sports is what you need to subscribe to for the latest from the world of sports. For now, goodbye. Thanks for watching.